Nice and dolls. Wee tiny tad windy, so don't exactly know what I'll be doing here. These two headers with me. Alright. So they've just had their showers and their annual flea treatment. Not something I'm really into, flea treatment, to be honest with you, but Billy's not my dog, and you know, if my dog's coming into somebody else's house and they want their dog, all their dogs flea treated, then I suppose I can come and go a bit. So yeah, everything's done. You know, into the winter we get through summer, no problem, no major issues with the dogs. You know, I've lost a dog every year, believe it or not. So I had 3 pugs, 4 tulip. I had Lily, Daisy, and my boy. You know my boy, he's still with us. And go this way. And yeah, so, and my Ridgeback Poppy. I don't know if any, I don't know. See, I need to hang you guys, for people that already know this, I apologise. But yeah, my Ridgeback was a guard dog. One of the most amazing dogs I've ever had. And I'll be honest with you, like, you know, there's not a dog I've ever had that's left such an impression on me. I'll be honest with you, like, and it's difficult because when Sammy was dying or was dead, I don't know. Poppy wouldn't let the ambulance crew into the house. It wasn't for long. One of my neighbours went over and got the dog out, you know. But after that, I didn't know where I would be with. Where, you know, we understand where I left her to go to work. Went down to England to pick up a part for a Volvo, and I came home and she was dead. So and because of my mental health, oh, I don't even know why I'm doing this myself. I really don't. You know, I was struggling to get an app on. I needed an app for this particular job. It was to do with deliveries and stuff like that. And I was a bit frustrated, you know, and you know, just a normal couple thing, you know, where you come home and you bring a bunch of flowers or a box of chocolates, or give her a big cuddle and you say you're sorry, you know. I was just stressed out at the time, you know what I mean, but I never got a chance to do that. And so yeah, it was difficult. And the dog, I just didn't know where I would be with Poppy, you know, and I didn't want to put her in any harm's way, you know. So I asked one of my friends, would he take her, and he took her. And that start, it was good. It was like, I'm seeing photographs and stuff, and then stopped seeing photographs, stopped hearing from him completely, you know. And the years passed, and, you know, I'm in a bad place. You know, I'm in a really bad place in a year, but I want my dog back, you know. And I asked him, he said no. So, you know, I wasn't accepting that, obviously. And I got a dog back, but the dog was overweight. It's really badly overweight. You know, my dogs are all trim and healthy and all the rest of it. You know, there's a thing, if you know your dogs, there's a thing amongst dog owners. If you can just see your dog's ribs, that means you've got a healthy dog. It's as simple as that, guys. That's a healthy dog, believe it or not. If you can just see their ribs when they're moving about, it's a healthy dog. If I can't see any of my dog's ribs, they're overweight. You know, and they get fed good food every day. And you see them, you can hear them. They're running about there, loving it, up and amongst the trees. You know, chasing squirrels, getting all different smells from deers and foxes. Yeah, so got her back, and had her back a year, and I don't even know if it was a year. Yeah, it was, because I'll tell you exactly what happened. I'd lost Lily. Lily was our first dog, me and my wife, and she got what do you call that? It'll come back to me. She got some disease, and because she was a wee pudding, believe it or not. I don't know if I said that, like, but Lily was different. Lily was a nightmare, and yeah, just because of her age, she was 13, I think maybe becoming 14 at the time, and you know, kennel cough. She got kennel cough, and never got her to the vets in time. You know, like I say, it was a year after Sammy died. Bad place. So she died in my arms outside my door, waiting for a lift to the vets. Story comes off that. Really not proud of, but yeah. So then Poppy died. I went and got Poppy back because I lost Lily. You know, Poppy was my second dog. You know, and she was fat, overweight. I had her a year and she died. She went to sleep at night, never woke up. Exact same spot where Sammy died. Exact same spot. Just lay down like she went to sleep. It's hard, like, it really isn't. It's just a dog, you know what I mean? Jeez, oh. But there was something about her. Just something about her, you know. Don't know what it was. Yeah. Things I could say, but it sounds a bit nuts, you know what I mean? We met this woman in the bars. Used to do the markets. Used to have a market store. And my wife met this woman who started talking about her dad. She just lost her dad. To me, it was just somebody that overheard us and, you know, just a bit of a con woman. But I couldn't say there was no con there, you know. Don't know, it's just strange, you know. But she said to me that my mum would come through my dog, the Ridgeback. And that night when we were discussing it, Poppy, for some reason, got on really strange and came up and started really ferociously licking my face. Like, no, I didn't even want to tell you this, it's that nuts, you know. And, you know, it's just, I know my dog. I know my dog, you know what I mean? I know my dogs, I know how they behave. It was very peculiar behaviour, you know. So, yeah, she meant a lot to me. So she did, the big dog. And, so I lost Sammy, then Lily, then Poppy. It bang on years, like, because I thought, because Lily was Sammy's first dog, I thought she took her, you know. Yeah, I thought she just wanted Lily back, which in my head made it okay for me. Sort of helped me deal with it, with what I was already dealing with. And then Daisy, I had to put Daisy down. Daisy's back legs were gone. And, oh, it was just horrible. Every time he touched her, she was moaning. And, oh, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. She's my dog, you know. I'm gonna say no more about that, like, so I'm not. But Daisy went about 2-3 months ago. And I'm just left with Boy. But the good thing is this one here, this is Tulip, and that's Daisy's granddaughter. So I'd like to think Daisy will come back to me through her, you know. That would be nice if that was to happen. I don't have my boots on. But no, it's like, honestly, it's non-stop. Non-stop. And like, that's why I worry about my partner and the baby, you know. Oh, I worry so much, so I do, because, I'm going to tell you, because I've been talking to my best friend, and a newly best friend, yesterday, the day before. We were talking about what I'm about to tell you, you know, and it's like, the problem is, with me, is because of death. Death's always close to me. You know, I was in a relationship, and her brother, sorry about the sun, guys, I'm trying to make sure I get it like that. I was in a relationship, and her brother shot himself through the head. Never understand that one. Just usual, innit? The last person you expect, you know. Funny guy, loads of friends. Was in rugby, played rugby for Troon. Amazing guy. Then just ended it. And then I've been in a relationship where a girl, her brother was shot dead, murdered, you know, and it's a weird one, you know what I mean, because I've seen it all unfolding. you know, seen it all unfolding. And there was so much going on at the time as well. It was like, it's one of them things, you know, but nothing to do with us, or me, or anybody around me, you know all about it, you know. But, yeah, and then there's a very good friend of mine, many years ago. She was dating me, and her ex-boyfriend got killed. And he got murdered in front of her. He was murdered in a pub in Newton Ards. And, yeah, she ended up in a mental hospital, and, you know, fuck, there's a big story comes with this, a huge big story. I'm hoping one day to get her to sit down and bring the story to you, because she's an absolutely amazing person. Absolutely amazing, you know. And like most people that's in the working class that are amazing and massive stories and massive people, they just get forgotten, you know, because mental health takes over. You know, you can't live these lives without suffering, and later on, you know. The things you see, the things you're brought up with, it's all normalised at the time, and then as you get older, you know. But it affected her straight away, you know. She loved the guy, and look, there's another big story to that, which I know everything about. You know, it's nuts, like. So there's always these things going on around me, and, you know, and then obviously Sammy, you know, I'm out of jail a year, and her dad dies of a heart attack. And then her mum dies, and then I lose Sammy. You know, and that's on top of my mum. Terrified isn't even an easy way to put it. So it isn't. There's no right. But no, terrified. Oof, they're having fun. There you behave, stop bullying. Right, oh. Clean trackies on, no longer. Yeah, I'm terrified. I'm scared to think about it. I'm scared to think what it'll be like to hold my baby. I'm scared to think of, like, imagine me and my partner being there together with the baby, you know, and smelling each other, and drinking it in. You know, a lot of people can imagine all that and can daydream and fantasize, where I'm scared too, you know what I mean? I'm scared to jinx myself. Because every time I think I've made it, something good's happening in my life, something bad happens, you know what I mean? And it's like, after a wee while, you know what I mean, it really does affect you. There's no two ways about it. It really, no, it wouldn't. I don't think there's any man it would affect. Never mind with the trauma already there, with everything that happened in the 80s and the 90s. Never mind the jail and all that. And this way, we never go that way. Honestly, sure, look, he's only 3. He's actually 33. But, yeah. It's horrible. But, you know, God willing, you know, I pray, always praying. Without even knowing I'm praying, you know what I mean? It's just like used to it now, talking to God. You know, you can say it's praying. I'm just always in conversation with the man, you know what I mean? Whoever's in charge, I'm always there, like. You know, I went from God to Creator just to keep myself right, you know. Yeah, but, you know, it's like, it's a difficult thing even to talk about, because what can I talk about, you know? I just need you to bear with me. And there's 6 weeks left to go, 6 weeks. And, God willing, man, it's in His hands, innit? You know, we don't have any say in anything, do we? You know? We don't have a say in anything. All we can do is try walking in the right direction and just hope it works out okay, you know. But yeah, I don't want doom and gloom, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, I've done a video today, by the way. I was at I go and see a drug worker, so I do, because the nick I got myself into after my wife died, and they're having fun. I like seeing my dogs have fun like that, just spinning and chasing, you know. I think I'm doing something right. Yeah, but so I don't have to, you know what I mean? I don't have to. It's like once a month, and I choose to go there, and I like to get my drug sample and that, so they know I'm no bullshit and I'm genuinely doing okay and doing well. Because a lot of people go in just don't want to admit the field or the relapsed or whatever it is. It's, you know, it's like, we're going to go this way because I can feel that wind catching up. We seem to be in a wee dip down here, a wee bit of protection. I'm going to get a microphone very, very soon. So, yeah, so I done a video, so I did. It was a hard one again, you know, but I thought, I'm bringing content to you. You give me so much support. So really, really nice words, and with that in mind, I'm like, why not document it, you know? And it's not really like document, like, you know, it's me walking up the road to see my drug worker and catching up easing the way out, you know? And then my drug worker tells me I've got a psycho appointment in St. John's, and I didn't know. So bombs at the St. John's, and she's off sick. She tried the phone, but she had the wrong number, you know? It's a thing and everything. We never have the same number any other time. I'm doing well with this number, to be honest with you. So, yeah, don't know. I think them days are over. I change the numbers, you know what I mean? You know, especially with me doing this, people know if you're going to get up to no good, there's no point coming anywhere near me. No doubt I'm being watched, followed, listened to, that works, you know what I mean? No doubt they're in my phone, in my cameras, in my microphones, you know. And it's none of that conspiracy or paranoia thing, you know what I mean? It makes sense, you know what I mean? I'm from Belfast. As far as they're concerned, we're all far right over there, you know. And then me doing all this with the twist with the childhood abuse stuff with the government and stuff like that, and the grooming gangs. Yeah, I'd imagine they'd be paying close attention to me. This is all good to me. It doesn't bother me, like. You know, they've been paying close attention to me since I was a wee boy. Well, you know, I was always in their care. Prison, like, innit? You know, I went from children's homes to training schools, to young offenders, Borstals, into the big boys' jails, and then done the tours. As they say, on tour. You see that in jail a lot, you know. Billy on tour. You know, that's the way it is, isn't it, in the jail? You used to get the ghost train. This is normally what I'm used to, you know. Come and get you and you're off. You don't get to say goodbye to your mates or nothing. So that's all security in it. You're not. You don't even know where you're going. This is nowhere to lie. You do not know how many horse boxes I've been in. There was one time they came to me and they goes me. And they knew I was trying to get a transfer back to Belfast. This was in England. And they came to me and they went, get your transfer. We've got your transfer. And they, oh yes. He goes, I think you'll like it. It's down beside the sea. So, I'll never forget it. And I'm like, you know, like Portland. I'm like, Portland. I'm a YO. You know, this is the second long-term prison for young offenders I've been in. This is the second. The only two there was in England, and this was the second one that was kicking me out. So I never heard of Portland. So I've said to one of the boys. One boy says, ah, it's brand new. It's a great deal. Another boy's like, whoa, what's that fucking nightmare? You know, so, long story short, absolute nightmare. First thing I got was a beating. Second thing I got was another beating. Thrown into a digger, ripped my clothes off. Grown men ripping my clothes off while they're beating me. Beating me, leave me on the floor, shutting the door. 5 minutes later, opening the door with needle and thread, tell me to sew the buttons back on my shirt. You know, big grown men. Because I'd assaulted a prison officer in another jail, they had it there, and this was payback. So it was a discipline jail. It was a, you know, this is where they had to break me. It was hard. It was hard. Yes, 3 weeks in solitary confinement. You know, making bed packs and running about the place. The only time you didn't run was if you had fluids in your hand or food, and you had to walk smartly, like that with your shoulders back. Mental. Took me about a week to acclimatise to that one, and a few beatings. But step by step, they got me on the road that they wanted me to go on. And it is what it is. I was wild. I was wild. You know, there's no two ways about it. And yeah, done my time in Portland and towed the line and hit the big deals. And then in the big deals, don't even know, I think I lasted a few weeks and I was back in the digger. I was doing alright at that time too, you know what I mean? But I think it was more because I looked so young. Some of these adult jails were a bit scary, you know. when you're walking to the gym in your shorts and guys are whistling at you, when you're a young man, it can be a wee bit daunting, believe you me. So I think a lot of bravado and the violence was to try and protect myself from anything. You know, I'll tell you a story, you know what I mean? Good man. So there was one time, I was really gullible. You got to please understand how gullible I was. You know, I was just a gullible guy, and I don't know why. But there was an older guy took an interest in me, and I thought he was a really nice older guy. You know what I mean? You know, he was a lifer. I didn't know any better. I'd never experienced any homosexuality in prisons, and I'll be honest with you, I had never experienced anything like that in the prison systems, in any prison systems, and he would make me toast and that at night time. I'd go up to his and get a cup of tea and toast and tuna, you know. And I was got to understand, like, I had nobody. I was always on my own. I only done well in the jail if I could make a few quid in the jail by doing something like selling like stuff for $2 and all that. Didn't have any visitors, didn't have anybody sending money in, you know what I mean, at the time. Because there's a lot of other things involved as well, you know what I mean. It's like, obviously it wasn't out in the open who I was at the time. You know, even though I didn't know that, they probably knew exactly who I was, but I was still trying to play it all cool and all that. And, you know, I wasn't doing the loyalist thing and, like, you know, it was nothing like that. You know, it was just a guy who was in for an armed robbery, and that was that. And I'm never one for asking for help or anything like that. Come here. Even though I would get stuff sent over, trainers and all that. There would be parcels for, I'm not going to go into it, but yeah, I would get stuff for Christmas and all that, money. But it was nothing, it was England. It was nothing, no visits. People weren't just coming over to visit me, man. You can't just go over and visit somebody that's been arrested for a conspiracy to cause explosions and all sorts, man. You're not going near anybody like that, let's be honest. And plus a lot of people are scared to travel in case they don't get back, you know, because you're always getting lifted at the boat, or the planes, that's how they always got us. Leaving the country or coming into the country. And it was yeah, so I didn't see nothing wrong. I'm like just turned 21, you know. I think I'm a man. I've been through so much in my life already, you know. You think I'd be clued up, you know what I mean? And then, well, I'm gonna cut a lot out because it was a relationship. He groomed me, fucking groomed me at 21, you know. And yeah, honestly, it is because he's I'm talking about an old guy here, you know what I mean? You know, maybe in his 60s, and I thought he was just an old fucking man. I didn't think any old men could get it up at that age, if I'm honest, you know. So nothing like that was ever entered my mind, but you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, there was a couple of wee remarks here and there from people. I just thought, you know, people being jealous and all that, and you know, a younger guy hanging about with an older guy because I was nice. I liked looking out for people, you know what I mean? I felt sorry for the guy as well. Jeez, oh, little did I know. But so he bought me a pair of trousers or some sort of jeans or something. I can't remember, trackies. And he's asked me to try them on. And he's turned his back and everything, and I've quickly threw them on in his room. That's no big deal. Two guys getting changed in the room or nothing. We get showered together. You know, prison isn't that kind of place, you know what I mean? People see each other all the time in the buff. You know what I mean? Again, no worries, you know. And I'm sitting on my bed and he's like feeling the fabric, you know, and straight away, as soon as a guy touches me, it's like an electric shock, as I've told you in my other videos. Oh, instantly, everything, fucking, oh my God. And what could I do? He was an old man, you know, an old man. But, you know, I think around about that time, I ended up in the digger, you know, and I think I was more angry with myself of being fooled like that, you know. I was, you know what I mean, I was really disappointed in myself because, you know, I thought he was a friend, you know. I really did, genuinely thought the guy was looking out for me and he was a friend. And, you know, so, obviously, first altercation I've got into, I've exploded, you know. I think what happened with that one was I threw a food tray at a prison officer and got dumped for assaulting 3 prison officers. Because I bounced off one officer and hit another officer and hit an officer. You know the score. But yeah, I ended up getting diggered up and moved out of the jail after that, you know, which was handy, you know. I didn't have to see the guy again and that. And You know, I don't know what I would have done, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, the fact that I had respect for my elders and, you know, you know, it's just another wee story from, you know, from the days, back in the days of adolescence, you know. Not say it's, you know, when you think I would know better, honestly, looking back, I'm really fucking slapping myself in the side of the face. I think you'd be so stupid. You know, it's not until the penny drops, everything's like, wow. You know, because, you know, like I say, I was gullible. I've always been gullible. Like, honestly, like my mates used to take the piss out of me when I was growing up all the time because I was always gullible, you know what I mean? You know, and when you say something and they believe you, that was me, you know what I mean? And, like, it was never in a bad way, it was just fun. It was all older guys, you know, and I was allowed to be gullible because I was the youngest. I was always the youngest. All the way growing up, all my life, all my wee teenage years, I was always the youngest dude. You know, I'm sorry for this going down all the time. It's like, I need to hold it up, and it's just getting used to holding it up, you know. Getting used to it. But yeah, there's been, that was, don't get me wrong, when I was in England as well, there was nothing, this is nothing to me. I said, that's the only time ever in any of my sentences, 100%, like, don't even think about it, I would know. Like I say, it's not like that, you know, it really isn't like that in jail. What goes on behind fucking closed doors and cells? It's anybody's fucking guess, you know what I mean, with some characters in there. But, no, it wasn't portrayed out in the wing or anything like that. There was never any of that nonsense, you know. Guys would not tolerate it, you know. But saying that, I don't have my boots on. Saying that, there was I don't know if anybody who's in the English system probably remembers this character, Wendy, his name was. Yeah, I've never come across anybody like that in my life, ever, you know what I mean? It's a one-off. And a guy called Wendy used to wear the prison shirt, like cut and tied in a wee knot, and tight shorts, and I don't even know, makeup and all that, something where you get that from, and had long hair. And trust me, guys were doing that. Like, I'll tell you that now, there was guys, and I know for a fact there was guys, you know, I was fucking like that. She used to laugh at me and take a piss out of me, you know, because I was terrified. I was just a young boy, you know what I mean? I was just turned 21. But I'll be honest with you, I say she because, you know, whatever, you know what I mean? I'm not, she never bothered me, you know what I mean? She wasn't a predator or nothing, I don't think, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm not going to badmouth the person, you know what I mean? I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to knock people's what they're into, like, you know what I mean, sexuality and all that. I'm really not, like, you know, I'm a wee bit wiser to know that it's so deep and like being gay and all that, and you know, like I say about Philip Schofield, he's a predator. You know, you don't turn 60 and become gay. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. You know, we all know that. But you know, yourself. Some people you see and you're like, they're in the wrong body. You know what I mean? You know, see a guy and they're prancing along and they've got, you know, this is the way they move and everything. You're like, you're in the wrong body. You know, so it's obvious there's something not right with life. You know what I mean? And whether it's the food, whether it's the stuff we're spraying in the sky, I don't know, you know what I mean? But there's all sorts of madness going on. The big thing I've noticed is words. It's kids that have special kids. It's not Down syndrome, it's I knew I wasn't going to get this word as soon as I started saying it. Autism. Autism. Yeah, autism. And it's quite rife in the working class community, so it is, guys. Really, really. Like, I'm not kidding you on. I don't know if people know this or not, like, but, you know, there's quite a lot of people with autistic kids now, and their children. I got some very close to me. Got two very close to me. One of my best friends has got an autistic girl, and I don't think they mind saying it, but my wee nephew is autistic, and, you know, they can't say certain words, but it's like, I don't know how to explain it, you know, but they're in a world of their own and they're happy just doing simple things, you know, they can get put on, like our wee dude, I'm not going to mention him as his name, but our wee dude loves just watching videos. People take videos when they're on buses, at the front of a bus or in a train. Sure. Never want to find that. Nobody's going to walk in that. So like train stations, getting on a train and travelling on the train, putting the film out, and like he just loves all that, you know what I mean? And I'm always one of them ones to say, like, I've always said this, like, I'm never going to sit here and say that there's something wrong with them and that we're all right, because for all we know, it could be something wrong with us and they're all right. We just don't know, we don't know what's going on. You don't know how they communicate and stuff like that. They could be sick, they could be, there's all sorts of things that we don't know about the human mind and the body. It's been hidden from us and kept from us through history. And, if we could get into the Vatican, into the cellars of the Vatican, we would be a lot wiser. Let's put it like that. Definitely. But I'm not going to go on and on. It's just saying hello to guys. A wee rant, a wee discussion. I've got a video coming out about doctors. Basically, the doctors, going to the doctors, GPs, how difficult it is. I've done a video. I'm not exactly happy with it. There's a good part in it where I meet two strangers. One of them I know, but the other one I didn't. Two girls standing outside of school, and I'm doing a video, and they were like, I'm talking about the doctors, and they were like, straight away, what do you think? And they were like, shocking. Like, I was like, perfect, you know what I mean? Shocking. But there was a bit of wind and stuff, and you know what I mean? And it wasn't one of my best productions, you know what I mean? But I've got a couple in the pipeline to come out. I'm waiting to get microphones so I can do a podcast with an amazing guy. You're going to love this. And like I say, I'm going to bring some podcasts to you from working class areas with people that you would never meet in your normal life, And yeah, interesting. We've got so many interesting people in our communities. Absolutely amazing, especially in Northern Ireland. That's I have to do a lot of work, a lot of work involved there. They get people talking over there. Trust me. But trying my best. And that's why I try and be open and honest, because it's really dangerous, the stuff I do. I don't think people realise that. Not just with the government, but the Northern Ireland stuff, and asking for peace and for Catholics and Protestants to come together. And come here, girls, come here, come on, girls. I understand, like, it's a really moral and noble cause and all the rest of it, and and it's something that means a lot to me because the people I've met in life. And but unfortunately, not everybody thinks like that, and some people actually think that I'm out of order, and that some people are just hell bent in what they know, and they're not ready for change. And there's nothing I can do about that. All I can do is keep plodding away, and hopefully one day I'll be part of a message that people listen to. Maybe when I'm not here. Come here, girls. Come here. When I'm not here, I'm hoping maybe somebody will look at my videos and go, come here. And it'll give other people inspiration. They maybe think, well, let's just do this. Let's knock all these divisions and down. Let's take all these borders down. They say United Kingdom, and you got Northern Ireland, and then you got the Republic of Ireland. It's like, we're all the same. There's no difference. We all talk different, but that's the same with me. That's the same with people from all different parts of our country, whether it be Ireland, whether it be Scotland, whether it be England. You've all got different accents, Yorkshire and all that, and Birmingham, Brummies and Scousers, and you've got your Aberdeen and your Dundee with their slang, and you've got your Glasgow boys, and you get your Belfast boys, your Ballymena boys. There's so many different accents. So, there is nothing really there to divide us. We understand Protestants and Catholics are all Christians. We understand that we all get our heads chopped off if we were caught up in the wrong place. It doesn't make a difference, if you're a Protestant, Catholic, what branch you are. Come here, Billy, come here. What branch you are of Protestants, it doesn't make a difference to some people, like, come on, girls. It's, yeah, so I can't see any reason, not to come together. But obviously it's a wee bit deeper than that, so I just want people to know that I have to be careful, with what I say and stuff like that. And it is a very delicate subject where I come from. There's a lot of people that have been put in the ground, a lot of people are no longer here, and you got to think of it that way. You got to think of it, if it was your loved one, whether he's a Catholic or a Protestant, Republican or Loyalist, and he was killed by one or the other, and and then we're talking to the guys 20 years later, you can understand how that will feel for some people. And I understand, totally get it as well, but we've got to start talking about when is the right time. If we're not going to talk about peace right now, we need to start talking about when will the right time for peace be. At least start talking about it We don't need to go through the motions of coming together and breaking down the peace walls and all that, but we could start talking about it. When do you think the people will be ready? This generation, next generation, our kids' kids maybe? You know, that's the kind of things I would like to talk about, because I would like to get things ready for them, put things in place for them, so it's an easy transition for them to go from, you know, where we are today and coming together as a unit of British and Irish all coming together as one unit, you know. It's not far away. It really isn't, guys. The length of history, it's not really that far away, is it? So anyway, I'm going to now wrap it up. Not a long one. Thanks very much for getting the end of this, guys. And I'm going to try not to keep going on about the same things, but I'm just talking about what's in my head. That's all I do. You know what I mean? I don't really think about much. I don't write nothing down. Try and remember everything. I try and use my brain, keep my brain working and that. You know, and you know, I don't want to take the cop-out way of just make mistakes and go, nah, I'll start again and edit it and chop it up, and you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. The guys that do it, perfect. I probably will do it one day. You know, maybe people will want me to start editing and getting it a bit better and remembering names. You know, so I only do what you want me to do. You know, that's it. You know, two people said about I done a TikTok and I shared it on YouTube, and there was music behind it, and people who said they didn't like the music, so there will never be any more music behind my videos on YouTube. So, you know, anything you recommend or you think, and give me any advice, I'm there to listen. I read every comment. You know, it's an interaction between me and yous, you know. No way, I'm not going to be one of them YouTubers that just do stuff and, you know, don't reply to nobody and all that. And, you know, I understand why they do it, you know, 100%. I'm not knocking anybody that does that, but the whole point of this is for me interacting, you know what I mean? He's helped me more than you realise, and it's as simple as that. I'm not going to say I keep going on and on. Right, guys, that's me. Freedom Dad 73 out of here. Listen, have a really good Friday. The weekend's coming up. I bring you content every day, you know what I mean? And I'm going to do my walk and talk more. I'm looking forward to that. That's where I turn the camera around and just blabber and show you where I am and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that. So, guys, listen, have a really good Friday. Don't be getting too drunk. Remember where you live. And God bless you all.